The following program is presented by Pro Sound and Video.
Today on Broward Teen News, we're at Stoneman Douglas High School to take a peek at what the Eagles have been cooking up from home. Stay tuned to learn about the shocking effects the holiday season has on consumerism, get an inside look into the mind of Generation Z, discuss the outcomes of the recent presidential and local elections, and much more. Hello and welcome to Broward Teen News, Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School Edition. I'm Ava Nyland. Today we are going to look inside our school to showcase some of the amazing stories our students have whipped up from home. Like our first story, which details a recently elected representative, Debra Hixon, and her impact on our public school system.
With voting season coming to an end now and knowing who the next president of the free world is okay, I guess. For the people of Parkland and Broward, seeing Debra Hixon being elected to the school board is a lot more interesting. She, out of all people, would know about the education system, being a teacher, swim coach, and water polo coach with Black Eye High School and with South Broward High School. How do you plan to help teachers that others might not know how to, given your own teacher background?
Actually, that's come into play already based on, the hurricane tropical storm that we just had. I really feel like I will be the voice of teachers on the school board. Sometimes I feel like they don't understand how teachers are thinking or what it looks like in a classroom. And so those are the questions or perspective, that I can bring to the board that I don't think that they have right now.
For the kids of Stoneman, seeing a new board member isn't something they wake up at 6 to hear, but the impact of her being a widow means something to some. What do you think it means for her being a widow of someone of the shooting adds to her ideas and changes for the school board?
Definitely be more cautious and add a lot more security than otherwise.
Most importantly for the people of Stoneman was that she was a widow for one of the victims of the shooting. Her husband was the athletic director here, and she wants to make it right. Did he know that you wanted to do this? How do you think he would have felt about this amazing news for you?
I hope that he's proud of me, that he's looking down, and I feel that he pushed me through this, that there were times when I thought, what am I getting myself into? And, why did I think this was a good idea? And I can feel him moving me forward, but to find a purpose, a good, positive purpose out of the most horrific tragedy that could have happened to us. So I have been a teacher for a long time. I am a strong advocate and really passionate about the school board. So it was a perfect fit.
This is Xavier Williams reporting for WMSD News, signing off.
Here at BTN, we have the pleasure of working with other schools in the area to find out what's going on here in South Florida. Here's a story from Palm Beach Gardens High School on keeping a healthy and happy lifestyle during a global pandemic.
Coronavirus has made a huge impact on our lives. While most people tend to look at the negatives of the virus, others see it as an opportunity to improve oneself.
Hi, my love, I'm home. My name is Samantha Perez. I am 39 years old and I work at Costco Depot.
Ever since the pandemic, Samantha has been thinking positively and taking better care of herself by staying fit and eating healthy.
I have to be a good person all the time, thinking like if today is my last day. So doing the best that I can do and pray for the world, pray for this coronavirus.
Even though the coronavirus has greatly affected the world in many negative ways, there are still people out there who tend to look at the bright side. For GNN, I'm Marcelino Reyes.
Palm Beach High School students have also provided us with a story about the trials and tribulations of teachers that are teaching virtually.
As the first quarter of Palm Beach County schools come to an end, teachers are still having difficulties juggling the virtual students and the in-person students at the same time. It may seem easy, but some things are easier said than done.
Teachers across the county have different opinions as to how they like this style of learning and how they are keeping up with the current circumstances. An ongoing struggle for teachers and staff is to be able to reach the students virtually.
We do not have any.
Teaching special ed, it's really hard to reach the students virtually. A lot of them don't show up, or if they do show up, they turn off their camera and we don't know where they are or what they're doing.
Because of the virus, teachers aren't allowed to hand out paper to the in-person students. Other protocols both students and teachers are required to follow were put in place to keep everyone safe.
Continuously washing their hands and using the sanitizer, wiping the desks and in the masks. That's been an issue. You know, the kids don't want to keep their masks on, or they cheat down the nose.
Although teachers might be having some issues during this tough time, we all know they will push through this rough patch and look forward to better situations and for their students to return happy and healthy. For GNN, I'm Brooklyn Breezak. Have a nice day and stay safe.
American Heritage High School students introduced their viewers to an innovative drive-in cinema located in Miami that promotes social distancing and safe movie watching during the pandemic.
For many years, the appreciation of drive-in cinemas has been lost in time due to the popularization of movie theaters and streaming services. However, because of this ongoing pandemic, said appreciation has been found in attempts of being social while following COVID restrictions. Down in our very own South Florida, Carpool Cinema Wynwood has brought back the once popular drive-in culture, all while being socially distanced.
We actually started about when the quarantine started. So it was a project that we had for like a long time that we were thinking and had in mind, but due to COVID, it got on pause for a while and then we got back. So it's been maybe like 6 months now. At the beginning, we weren't sure how it's gonna work, but since we needed somewhere to be safe, being inside the cars is a perfect spot to be safe because you are also quarantining with the same people that you are in the car. And it was a blessing in disguise because somehow we got the opportunity to bring people together again. Some people weren't able to meet friends or family, but at least when they were meeting here in the carpool, they were able to say hi from the window, things that usually when you're quarantining you can do because you're always home. So somehow COVID has been a good friend. I do believe that people is appreciating more the comeback of the drive-in, especially for generations that were born in like 80s or 70s. That was their way that they went to the movies before. And then for new generations, it's also really cool to just drive, come to like hang out with all your friends in the same car. If you have a pickup truck, you can come and just do like a little picnic in the back. So it's brought a lot of like old memories, and then for new generations, like new memories. We have subtitles, and South Florida is known for having a lot of like Hispanic people. And sometimes there is activities that, let's say, non-speaking English or Spanish can do at the same time due to like the language or the culture. But here, this is a space that everybody can enjoy. I think it's a great opportunity to just bring back things that were lost, bringing back friendships, bringing back memories.
With its beginnings nearly 90 years ago, drive-in theaters have had a great journey. Once lost in the waves of modern movie theaters and streaming services, drive-in cinemas have now been found again during these unprecedented times in attempts of putting smiles back onto mask-covered faces. Signing off for STN, I'm Anna, Wynwood, Florida.
MSD's next story digs deep and displays the lasting impacts that mass consumerism during the holiday season has on our economy.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. In November. Despite it only being for 2 days in December, it seems as if it's grown. From 2 to 12 to 25 to over 50 days. The second Halloween ends, it's the jingling of bells all over. Whether that's a good thing or not is up for debate.
It's gotten worse and worse, and it starts earlier and earlier, and all companies are involved with it. So there's a lot of commercialism when it comes to it.
A common argument online is the earliness of holidays. Often, this is portrayed as a joke, such as posting a Halloween meme in August. However, this is a situation in real life and not everybody minds it.
I think it's great, you know? Why even have Thanksgiving? Just start rolling out the Christmas ads as soon as Halloween's over, which is what it's already happening.
One of the biggest economies that profit off of Christmas is tourism. Of course, we have the New York Christmas celebrations with the big tree and the Macy's Christmas window displays, and even Florida's tourism profits off of Christmas. However, Corona will cause these to suffer.
To be a problem just like anything else in this economy, but people will make up for it by ordering online.
However, online companies will continue to thrive, with many of them already putting out their Christmas ad campaigns despite the virus. And maybe Christmas lasting long isn't such a bad thing. No one wants to be a Grinch after all.
It is my favorite season. It's full of that joy and wonder, and I mean, the lights are really pretty too. I mean, how could you not like presents?
Who knows? In the future, Christmas could last all year long. This is Rachel Garinger reporting for WMSD-TV News.
Student Bianca Romano provides us with a story showing the excitement first-time voters felt about being able to participate in this year's presidential election.
Lady Liberty and Uncle Sam are sure to be looking down upon the citizens of the United States on November 3rd. 2020 has created tension and conflict among all Americans as the economy spirals downward, coronavirus pandemic remains as a worldwide health crisis, and political unrest sets the stage for the presidential election. 2020 has especially lit a fire under young voters, as seen by historic early voter turnout among the ages of 18 to 29. Let's hear from our own first-time voters.
I chose early in-person voting. It was the most convenient for me because I'm visiting from my university.
Chose to do the mail-in ballot. I just thought it was a safer option. You know, with this whole COVID pandemic, I didn't feel like it would be safe to go into like an auditorium or something like that to actually do the voting.
Many believe that political unrest will occur even after the election.
I think it's very probable that conflict could arise just given recent events. The country is at a point where a lot of conflict is continually arising, even for things outside of the election.
The 2020 presidential election is forecasted to have one of the highest voter turnouts in over a century.
Yeah, this election is very different. You know, we're staying at home, we're not going out places, we got different things going around us in our environment. So, you know, I think this time more than ever, people are realizing, dang, with all these things happening to us, we really got to vote this year.
Many voters believe this year that the election results could go either way.
It could go either way. It honestly depends on what the Electoral College thinks. So, you know, it's hard to really say, but I think at the end of the day, it probably will be Biden.
I do believe Biden will win according to what we've heard through the news and media.
But ultimately, it's all up to the Electoral College. Only time will tell who won the presidential election and what America's response will be in this high-stress year. This is Bianca Romano from WMSD, signing off.
In the following story, it is very clear that many students in the MSD drama program were ecstatic about this year's first online Thespians competition.
MSD drama students participated in the 2020 virtual Thespians competition. The competition took place November 19th through the 21st. Participants from around the region gathered for this annual event.
For the theater community, Thespians is our opportunity every year to compete and get judged for our performances or technical pieces. It's super fun, and it's one of the only times that we get, feedback from people we don't know, from judges, because normally we're just putting on shows and, there's a social aspect to it, because you get to meet, a lot of thespians from other schools, and it's really great to get to know people with common interests since they're all there for theater.
Competitors got to highlight their various theater skills by competing at events of their choosing.
So there are a lot of performance categories like solo musical, monologue. You could do acting in a group or singing in a large group. There's choreography. Then there's a lot of technical pieces, which is stuff like playwriting or makeup design, costume construction, and then a lot of fun stuff like that.
The ultimate goal in competing is to win in your event. MSD thespian Hayden Rutshaw was one of these winners, winning top honors for her monologue event.
Monologues is when one person is performing alone or acting alone on the stage, and it's usually you usually have to have two contrasting pieces, and we did this year. So I did a piece from Shakespeare's Othello, and then I did a piece from a play, I Think You Think I Love You, is what it's called.
This year's competition did not come without its challenges, though. Because of COVID-19, the competition had to be done completely virtually.
This year, obviously, everything is online. So this year, instead of just a district competition with District 7, we combined 4 districts together, and there was a regionals competition. And normally in Thespians, you get to perform live for the judges. Obviously, this year that was not possible, so everyone all over the region recorded their pieces. They were all uploaded onto the Thespians website, and they were judged remotely, and then we got our critiques back also online. And it worked out pretty well, so we were very happy with it.
MSD Thespians kept theater alive through this virtual competition. This is Emily Drellick reporting for WMSD TV News.
Another newly elected representative, Rich Walker, a family man with children going to Douglas, shares that he plans to change in Parkland as its new mayor.
Now that it's mid-November and election season has come to a close, Parkland welcomes their newly elected mayor, Rich Walker. A family man serving Parkland as city commissioner since 2018, Rich promises to always put community safety first. Today, we sat down with Rich to talk about what he plans to achieve as mayor.
First off, we asked Rich what originally inspired his interest in running for local office.
The first thing that interested me in running for office was the fact that I was a family man and I had younger children. One of the things when I originally decided to run, the current commission, there was nobody with my family makeup. There wasn't anybody who had young children still in school, still in the fields, in the parks. So that was one of the things I wanted to give that type of family a little bit more of a voice.
With all the support Rich has been getting, we got an insight on how the future of Parkland is looking.
I think the future looks great. Christine Hunchowski has done a great job as mayor, and the commission, the past commissions. One of the things that we did in the past year was we did a Parks Master Plan. And what that Parks Master Plan did was it outlined some of the things we needed to do, which was we needed more baseball fields, we needed more multi-purpose fields. And one of the things it talked about was adding on to our Parks and Rec Center. Right now we've outgrown our current Parks and Rec Center. And one of the things it did talk about was adding 18,000 square feet of new facility, more meeting rooms, more basketball courts. Right now we don't have enough opportunities for indoor basketball. Pickleball's gotten big. We need more classes and we need more room to do those classes. So one of those things the Parks Master Plan outlined was in addition on to our Parks and Rec Center.
The community behind him. Rich Walker is stepping up to the challenge of leading Parkland forward.
I want to make sure we always emphasize, community safety, and that's something obviously that we'll work on right away.
This is Brandon Travinsky, WMSD News.
Our final story showcases the talents of MSD students Eric Harris and Brandon Rush as they take us through a member of Generation Z's coming-of-age story.
Generation Z. Noun. The generation of people born in the late 1990s and early 2000s. Can be shortened to Gen Z, or Zoomer if you're a degenerate. Often described to be lazy, self-entitled, inattentive, weak, uncultured, stupid, etc., etc., etc. by the generations before it, especially the baby boomers. It's incredible how generationalism is so strong in a generation of people that reap the benefits of a post-World War II American economy and then proceeded to ruin it for their children. The way society has been shaped in recent years has made it so Generation Z is blamed for its shortcomings while also creating a culture of not teaching them how to do anything. This isn't a discussion of respecting your elders. It's a discussion of the belief that one's generation is superior to the other. I'm Eric. 16 years old, so I'd be considered a part of the Gen Z category. By the way, you're just a figment of my imagination. Wow, I need a shave. I'll give you some context for these needlessly complex thoughts I have. That is my dad, born 1957. My mentor, the man that will teach me how to be an adult and such.
Hey Dad, can you help me shave again?
I'm kind of busy right now. How come you don't know how to shave? You're 16.
He hasn't taught me how to yet.
Okay.
I realize there's a lot of stuff he hasn't taught me yet, and I doubt he will soon. I'm 16, I'll be an adult soon, and I'm underprepared severely. I decided to teach myself the things that parents have been teaching their kids for all of time, until it became as equally socially acceptable to not teach your kids the things they need to know, and to rag on them for not knowing how to. I don't know how to clean, cook, do laundry properly, and as I said, shave. So I'm just going to have to teach myself all those things, each step at a time. Well, I can do that later. Little steps. Let's do this. I'm doing great. Taking these little steps is exactly what I'll keep doing in order to overcome my weaknesses. But, wow, I hate this. But, little steps. Ow! So I cut myself. It's fine though, remember, little steps. And I did learn a big thing about shaving. Apparently you need shaving cream. Duh.
Well, that wraps it up here from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas. I'm Ava Nyland. If you want to see stories like this and more, make sure you like our Broward Teen News Facebook page. See you next time!
Broward Teen News was brought to you by ProSound and Video.